All right, here we go, getting your warm up. I'm excited for this workout today. I hope you are too. We're gonna get nice and warm, get a little sweat going, have some fun with it, and get you on your way to the main event. We're gonna start this off with some traditional jumping jacks. Those feet coming in, hands going up overhead. Just gonna be working for these jumping jacks. With my warm-ups, I hate counting. We're just gonna be going for some time. Don't worry about how many you get in. We're just gonna be looking to move. Now I'm gonna be going along with some of this with you, but not the whole thing. So just keep on moving. I'll make sure to keep you on track. Just because I stop doesn't mean you get to. I get to take a little bit of extra break just to make sure I can talk through all of these movements. So you're gonna continue in with those jumping jacks, spending 8 to 10 minutes going through a warm-up before your workout. Make sure that you can get the best out of all of the time you spend doing your actual workout portion. Your body's already ready to go. Going for 5 more seconds on those jumping jacks. You can tell I'm out of breath already. 3, 2, 1. That's why I need to make sure that I'm breathing while I'm talking so much. We're gonna turn this into some alternating reverse lunges. Nice 90-degree angle on that front leg, standing tall, going back and forth. There's nothing too crazy about this. There's no beauty or no magic in these warm-ups per se. As long as you are getting a warm-up in, your workout will be more effective, more efficient, get better results. That's what we're all here for, right? So continue going through those alternating lunges. If you're having any issues with those alternating lunges, a really good alternative is our traditional squat. So you can turn that into a squat as well. Taking one more lunge here per side. Finishing that lunge on off. We're gonna start with a nice wide stance, our Cossack Squat. We'll be reaching hips back and over to one side, feeling a good stretch on the inside of the straight leg, back and over to this other side. We'll be incorporating a couple new moves into our warm-up here today. We'll have fun with them. Again, all in the sake of feeling good and making the most of our actual workout portion today. It's a great way to sneak in an extra 8 to 10 minutes of movement each day too, just by adding a warm-up in, getting a little cool down in after your workout as well. One more Cossack Squat here on each side. All right, just standing tall in a comfortable stance. We're gonna have a little bit of bend in our knees. We're just gonna go for some alternating punches. I know it's gonna seem a little bit goofy, but I promise that the arms are gonna start going. We wanna activate through our core as we're getting that turn, getting that jab. Again, insert some 80s music video or 80s exercise video music here. Just going back and forth. All right, we can relax on those. We can get back into those jumping jacks. Let's make those a little bit faster than that last round. Again, you continue moving in with those jumping jacks. Taking some deep breaths as you are. If you're dealing with any ankle, knee, hip issues where the jumping is just not your jam, we can take that step out, stepping to each side as well. Continue with those jumping jacks. I know I said increase the intensity, but again, just warm-ups. We don't need to be going full speed on any of these. All right, finishing up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go back into those alternating reverse lunges. Again, remembering to keep your heel of your front foot nicely and firmly planted on the ground. Just going back and forth. And if we need to, we can always turn that into our traditional squat along the way. You're gonna continue in those alternating lunges, just keeping a nice, consistent, steady pace. As we work through those, we should be feeling the glutes start firing up, might even feel the quads on the front side of the legs starting to burn a little bit, all in the sake of getting you ready for that workout. Let's go for one more on each side. All right, as we do, we're gonna get back into that wide stance. We're gonna repeat those same movements here, getting into our Cossack Squats, just going back and forth from side to side. Just continuing moving, still looking for your heel to be planted on the ground for the leg that has most of the weight in it, and we'll feel a stretch in the opposite leg. You're gonna continue here, going through those, be taking 4 more, and our last 1, and 2. We're gonna get back into those punches. This will be that last one. Think about engaging the core. We're getting the obliques engaged through there as well. Punching that back and forth. You can hear I'm breathing a little bit heavy. I'm only doing half the reps, so you should be feeling pretty good at home. And relaxing on those. I'm getting a little bit of an upper body warm up going. We'll take arms out to the side, my palms facing down towards the ground. Going for some nice tight arm circles. Making those arm circles a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger yet, still not quite full range of motion. And then taking that full circle and a couple arm swings back and forth. As you're doing these, we're kind of pressing our chest through. Should feel a good stretch through the shoulders and the chest as we're working these. Now thinking about reverse circles, this time though palms be facing up. So taking palms facing up in the ceiling, pinching the shoulder blades back together for that same range of motion, that same thought process, just a little bit different in reverse. A little bit bigger here. Pinching our shoulder blades back together is our main focus here. I know mine are burning, I hope yours are too. A little bit bigger. And getting that full range of motion. Taking a couple of those arm swings. As we're going through these, feel free to have some music on in the background at your house. You don't have to be stuck listening to me this whole time. All right, from the side, getting into some good mornings. We do these often. They get us ready for deadlifts. They get us ready for single leg RDLs, squatting, all kinds of great stuff. A little bit of bend in the knees. Hands are gonna come either on the chest or behind our heads. And we send our butt on back. As we do that, noticing I'm keeping my legs a little bit bent, but definitely not as bent as they would be in a squat. It's a little bit of bend in the knees. Our main focus is sending your butt as far back as you can. So wherever you're standing, try to send it back as far as you can towards the opposite wall of wherever you're at. Taking 2 more good mornings. And on that last one, I'll be stepping back into a plank position. Planks are in almost all my warm-ups. You're probably sick of me hearing that already, but there's such a great movement to get us warm, build shoulder and core strength. So let's go ahead, let's find that plank position. Just taking some deep breaths in plank. I like to breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. It's a great way if you're in the middle of a tough workout and you're feeling your heart rate come up. It's a great way to help bring that down too. All right, if you can here, we're gonna turn into a side plank. My shoulder, my elbow, and wrist all in line. Opposite hand is gonna come up. I'm trying to create a straight line with my entire body. We can always set our feet side to side or even drop down to the knees, going for that side plank as well. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go back into that high plank and then transition into side plank on the other side. So beginning after our other arm, again, creating that straight line in the whole body. Still taking a few deep breaths as we do so. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can drop down to the knees. We're going to shake out those arms just a touch here. We're going to continue working through some plank work. With this next movement, we'll be taking our plank and then going into our downward facing dog. Feeling a stretch back in the calves and the hamstrings, back into plank. It's going to continue those rotations back and forth. If one feels better than the other, feel free to hang out there a little bit longer. As we come back up, we'll go through 2 more movements here. Just very general movements, ones that are great for everyday life. First one will be squats. So finding your feet anywhere between hip to shoulder width apart. Think of a nice tall chest, sending our hips back. We're sitting back kind of into a chair. I like to think if we're sitting into a chair that you're not quite sure if it's there or not, where we're really reaching our hips back to make sure that it is. Just continuing to go through these squats. Again, I hate counting, especially during warm-ups, so we're just be going for a little bit of time here. Taking some of those deep breaths. Taking 3 more, 2 more, last one. All right, as we get through those, we're gonna be going into that wide-legged stance, hands coming up overhead, reaching the hands all the way through. As we open up overhead, trying to reach towards the back of the room, feeling a stretch to the front side, reaching hands down between the legs, feeling a stretch through the back side. Taking 2 more reaches. After this last one, we'll be going through that squat one last time before we get after our workout today. Let's find that squat stance, reaching those hips on back. Maybe you're feeling a little bit sore, maybe you're feeling a little bit tired. These squats are a great way to start loosening up your legs, even if you are feeling sore or feeling fatigued. Squatting is one of the basic movements that we do. Think about how many times you do that in your everyday life, whether it's getting out of a chair, getting in and out of the car, going to the bathroom. We use this all the time. Let's keep our wide stance a little bit wider, hands up overhead, reaching all the way through. That's one. We'll go for 5, 2, 3, 4, final one, and 5. Hope you've got a little bit of a sweat going. We definitely got some good movement, getting you primed, prepped for the workout. Make the most of it. You're using this time to work out anyways, so let's hit it hard. Enjoy it. Consistency always wins.